Advertise your small business, nonprofit organization, or activist group on AMTV. Click the link below.
It's Boston Marathon Day, and we've just gotten word of not one but two explosions near the finish line of the Boston Marathon. These are live pictures coming into us now.
Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television. I am shaking as I deliver this story. Double blast goes off, Boston massacre at the Boston Marathon. There are supposedly, according to reports thus far, 3 confirmed dead, dozens injured. This story has just broken. We are just digesting the news, but I wanted to run through some initial thoughts. Again, who is responsible for this? Who is the perpetrator? That's a question that the mainstream media, the federal government, is going to want the American people to ask. Now, we know that the federal government has a motive, has a clear and present motive, not only for gun control, not only for gun registration, but now we have bombs going off. And what are they going to do now? Are we going to ban bombs in Boston? Are we going to ban bombs in New York City? Are we going to ban fertilizer and the ingredients that goes into these types of bombs? Where does it stop? Do bombs kill people or do people kill people? That's a question that we need answered, and we need answered right away. Now, was this Al-Qaeda? Are they the perpetrator? And again, I'm reporting on this as it literally just happened moments ago. I don't think so. In fact, I'm not going to be surprised to see this story turn out where they're going to label this and they're going to pinpoint this and scapegoat this as a domestic terrorist act, a domestic terror event. Of course, the lone wolf, the white guy, he's the terrorist now. President Barack Obama has said this many times before. It would not surprise me to see them blame this event on the Tea Party or some kind of extremism, some kind of terrorism that would cause somebody to lose their mind and ignite these bombs at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. What does this mean? Is this the second Boston massacre? Because I see more motive for the federal government igniting these bombs. I see more motive for the federal government to create these kind of shock and awe, fear tactic events, just like what we saw with Sandy Hook, just like what we saw with the Batman massacre, and now we have a massive political agenda that has always existed from the get-go to confiscate your guns here in the United States of America and destroy the Second Amendment. What does this mean? What are we on the brink of? What is tragedy after tragedy after shock and awe event? Now it was guns before, now it's bombs. Is this the second Boston massacre that perhaps is igniting something and pushing the American people forward to something else? Does this mean that we now need more totalitarian police state type controls? Which I'm sure people like Mayor Bloomberg and President Barack Obama are going to say, see America, this is the reason that we have to take this place and make it a 1984 Orwellian police state. This is why we have to take away your freedom, because you can't be trusted, America. You can't be trusted with guns. You can't be trusted with the Second Amendment. You can't be trusted with bombs. Again, how will this be spun? How will this be pitched by the mainstream media? And I don't even have to read the stories. I don't even have to read the stories to know how it's going to be spun by the MSM, spun by the administration. I can already see the speeches coming from President Barack Obama. He's going to liken these tragedies, the Sandy Hooks and now the Boston Massacre. Who would in their right mind want to murder innocent civilians during a race, during a marathon? Who would want to do that? Watch and learn, America. Watch and learn and see how they spend this to make you the terrorist. Again, it won't surprise me if they blame the Tea Party. It won't surprise me if they blame the domestic extremist, domestic terrorism in some form. I would seriously doubt it's an Al-Qaeda type event. I think they're going to focus on domestic terrorism. And if and when they do that, if and when that does break, as we digest and read the stream of news content as this story is breaking around the world, I want you to be very cognizant and very self-aware of the clear motives at the head of this government and the clear motives of President Barack Obama and your leadership to strip you from your rights,
to again create a totalitarian police state environment, a 1984 George Orwell Google Glass, videotape your friend, call Homeland Security if you see anything suspicious, and fear the American patriot. That is the agenda of the Obama administration and your federal government. Fear the American patriot. Fear the American constitutionalist. Fear the white guy lone wolf who might be sitting in like his grandma's basement like the Unabomber and planning his next attack. Again, these are, in my opinion, CIA-driven psyops to destroy our liberty. CIA-driven manufactured events to confiscate our weapons and our ability to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government. Watch and learn, America. I'll be reporting on this extensively as these stories break. This is my initial take. I'm Christopher Green. Get this out to everybody you can. Share it on all kinds of social media networks. Embed it all over the internet. Let's get the truth out and the message out before they propagandize us and they end it all. That they convince the American dumbass sheeple to give up their arms, give up your guns, give up your bombs. What's coming next after the guns and bombs is freedom of speech, is the ability of people like me to voice and vocalize their concerns and to protect ourselves and defend ourselves, our families, our friends, our state, our land, our churches, our cities, and towns from oppression, from overt and clear and present slavery that exists in the United States of America today. I'm Christopher Green. You've been watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television, and I just deliver the Daily Wave. Hard-hitting and in your face.